Okay, I want to welcome you all here to this rendering today. You're going to learn quite a bit on it. And as you saw in what I sent you, you can get last week's if you didn't have it yet. So go and see in the YouTube and re-look at it. And we're going to get into it here. All righty. There we go. Okay. Now, the single most important requirement in selling and in your life both. And I'm going to go through several things that have happened in my life just to give you kind of a basis of what we're talking about here. One large thing that stands out in anyone's life is laziness. I'm not talking about overall laziness necessarily, but laziness from dread. When I was in grade school, junior high, high school, college, chiropractic college, all three of my master's degrees, and in a diplomate course, I didn't see the need to study because I did pretty well without it. I basically wrote down a few things, and I knew it'd be difficult to recall, and glanced at maybe a half page of notes about 15 minutes prior to walking into any given test, just to go over it with, myself. Now, in high school, I got a 3.5, undergrad 3.0, chiropractic college 3.43, master's in biology 3.53, to give an example, okay? Now, what I wasn't good at was communication. I kept mostly to myself. When I got into practice, I remember being extremely anxious because I would actually have to communicate with people in an ongoing fashion. I froze up a lot. Once early on, I was given a report showing a fellow his x-rays. He was standing perfectly still, arms at his side. He flicked his left index finger, and I immediately started stuttering uncontrollably. I still have that vision in my mind. It was just totally embarrassing, but I couldn't stop it. I remember giving an exam to a woman in her mid-50s, and here I was in basically my mid-20s. My throat just closed up out of fear, and I couldn't talk. I had sudden laryngitis. I want to kind of preclude this without any experience in business. I did a lot of things that I talk about, in some of the previous classes. And when I opened my office, within 3 weeks, I was seeing 50 patients a day, 5 days a week. Okay. So those things I did right. But basically, out of 10 people that actually came in that called, I only closed about 50% of it. Now we went over several things in previous classes, but I'm going to give you how inadequate I was here. Okay, some of you may be feeling inadequate for a lot of different reasons, but here I'm just spilling my guts to you. I did okay without a whole lot of studying, but I was not a social butterfly, pretty much kept to myself. I did not know how to communicate, okay? So I called 5 different psychologists, and all of them said that I needed assertiveness training. But only the last one knew someone who did it in New York. Now, at that time, I was in Wichita, Kansas. So I got the number and called saying I could only come on weekends because I worked during the week. The therapist said it was no problem, that 2 others in his group were seeing someone on the weekend that we discussed. Now, it was a 16-hour weekend with 10 hours on the first day. And to my surprise, I didn't know what to expect out of this. First thing he did was to give me an IQ test, and I got 135. Now, adult IQ tests are lower than those in high school, and I got 144 in high school IQ. At the end of the first day, he said to take it again and ask whether I knew that the test was the same as any other test. And I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, well, you have a given amount of time to answer as many questions as possible correctly. He said he noticed that I was very slow to answer questions and to answer the easiest ones first, then the medium ones, and then say the difficult ones for last. I was notorious for being always the last one done with every test in any class that I was in from grade school on, okay, because I agonized over every answer. Now, so he had me take the IQ test again at the end of the day, just saying, do the easiest ones first, and the median, save the difficult ones. I scored a 155. Then at the end of the second day, I took it again and I scored a 185. Now, I wasn't any smarter at the end of the second day than at the first, but I'd been given advice to answer questions quicker and thus get more answered and more correct, okay? Now, he gave me a shortcut to thinking quicker. And that's what any teacher should do for students. That's why I give these podcasts and technique and biochemistry seminars and mentoring. And type in there, those of you who can type in, you understand what I'm saying here. That basically should be the objective of any instructor, to get a student to think quicker, think on their toes. Please type in yes or yes, I understand, something of that nature. Type it in the chat box. Okay, there we got Sharon, David, Greg Adams. Okay, very good. You understand that. So basically, an instructor should not just be giving information. They should be giving you information and showing you how to think quickly, okay? I basically start with things that you already knew and show you how to apply them differently and get amazing results in a fraction of the time used to take you. By the way, without ever telling me what he was doing, he made me a better speaker just by having me read out of a book. Then he said, read as if you are just talking with somebody. And I'm going, wow, okay. Then while I was speaking, either in casual conversation or reading, just taking off on these little movements that just threw me for a loop, he would make a sudden and minor and major movements, and I would stutter and I would do everything just like I did in the office until he did it so much that my mind just accommodated to it. And then I no longer react. Now, he never told me what he was doing, but it was very masterful that way, okay? And this all happened in just one weekend. It made a huge difference in my practice because now I spoke with confidence and conviction instead of meagerly and just spouting knowledge. And some of you are doing just the same thing in your practices right now, okay? I'm throwing this out to you and showing what a big difference it made to me, this particular aspect of my practice. And guess what? I went back and immediately tripled my practice. Now type in there if you think, hey, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I tripled the thing within 2 months. This guy was not a practice consultant. He just took care of some major mental blocks that I had. Type in if you understand this, okay? All I need is a yes in that type in box. Here you go. Good, 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 good. Very good. Now, basically what I want you to do is similar things that are tripping you up, I want you to write down. And I want you to think about the things that I just shared with you here. And I want you to do something similar for that, okay? And I kind of remember back when I was a little kid, I always used to get scared to death in horror movies, all right? And what I did to get myself over them was I just really delved into it. And I watched a lot of them until I was actually just laughing at them. And this basically is the same thing that this guy did to me with speaking, okay? So I got myself over being frightened like that of the horror movies. And he basically, just through repetition, and it muffled my mind down for it. And he did the same thing. He exposed me to the same thing that was tripping me up until my mind just said, okay, you can numb yourself to it. You don't have to react like you did. All right. So give me a yes if you are writing down the things that are tripping you up in practice just like that. Give me a yes in that dialogue box. This is really important, folks. I am trying to help you get over some barriers that are holding you back, okay? And even type in some of the things that are tripping you up. Let me see a couple of things that are tripping you up in there. Just type it in there and so everybody can see it, okay? What things are tripping you up? Money is tripping you up, okay? Not feeling like you're good enough. I'm saying that's good, yeah. Well, you realize what it is, okay? And all these podcasts are to help you with money. So, okay. Now, you're going to feel better about yourself, Dr. Donaldson, after tonight. Okay. Money management. Okay. That's good. Okay. So you're at least realizing the things that are holding you back. And that's the first step. All right. First, you have to come to a realization that, hey, this is what's tripping me up, so that you can face it head on. So my practice tripled from 50 patients today to 150 patients a day inside of a couple of months. Put in wow if you think that's pretty good. And I didn't even go to a practice management firm for this. None of that. Okay. I guess, okay, three good. That's good. Now, would you like to see your practice triple and then triple again? Let's see a yes on that one. Sure. Okay. Well, that's some of the stuff we've been going through on these podcasts, folks. So you need to, yeah, that's scary. And I'm telling you, you can do it. I'm nothing special here. I'm a guy that was afraid of his own shadow. I remember our aunt's house was across the street on a summer night or winter night. Here's the full moon going down through these big trees. And I was scared of those trees. I dashed as quick as I could to the other side of the street because I was afraid those trees were going to attack me like you see in the horror movies. Okay. So I was, afraid of stuff like that. So you can overcome these things. I'm telling y'all, you think you're in bad shape. I was probably at least in worse shape. I was the most pathetic human being you could ever see. Okay. Now, the only difference was my confidence. I didn't know any more than I did before, but I had overcome those barriers. Okay. I realized I didn't need to take near as much time to make my mind up as what I needed to on a given patient, cutting the treatment time to well below what it was previously. So basically, I took what he told me to do on the IQ test, and he made me think and act quicker. Okay. I didn't know any more or any less. All I had was a bit of instruction. Huh, such a good runner. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, that's true. I ran from my own shadow. That's right, David. Now, so basically, I want you to start thinking quicker. You already have the knowledge there, but you have some of these fears going on in your head, like a fear of rejection. I'm here to tell you, you can use the knowledge that you have right now, not changing it at all in the least, and you can cut your treatment time down to at least a third of what it is. Okay. Now I mentor people. I mentor, this one applied kinesiologist. He spent a full half hour with every patient. We had to get him to think differently. Less is more. Less is more. And we had to back him down, get him to realize, hey, you don't need to take all this time with them. they're okay as long as they get the results. Okay. We got him down to 20 minutes and then to 15 and then to 10, then to 8. Now he's down to 5 or less. Okay. So he's able to see 6 times as many patients in the same time and actually get better results, just like I did on that test. We just said, okay, you're thinking that the patients are going to reject you if you don't take all this time with them. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Okay. They are looking for results. And we talked about results in the last couple of podcasts. And look, I'm here to tell you they don't care about pain. They don't care about weakness. They don't care about tiredness. And this should come as a shock to you if you didn't get those before. Okay. They only care about what those things are keeping them from doing. And we always dote on those things, okay? But they are not worried so much about those things as what they are keeping them from doing. For example, being able to get down on the floor with their grandkids, being able to golf. They want to be self-sufficient so that they don't have to be put in a rest home and die a slow, agonizing death in a rest home. You follow that? Let me see a yes if you understand that. Come on, type it in that chat box. Okay. Okay. Now, so I want you to, from this point forward, I want you to realize how amazing a practitioner that you are, and that you don't have to heal somebody totally in one visit. Okay. And we went over that in a previous one. Okay. Look, your patients, if they're like mine, they've already been to 10 or a dozen different practitioners, and they didn't help them. And half of those were probably chiropractors. And they walk into your office and you say, yeah, no problem, I can help that. Okay. Now that's what everybody else said. So do you really think that's believable to them any more than it would be to you if you had been through that and wasted all that money? So immediately they are going to be skeptical, although a bit hopeful. Okay. But now instead of promising them the moon, you're going to say, you know, I really think we can take the edge off of it. I think we can get you at least 30 to 40% better. Now, that would really make it a whole lot easier for you, wouldn't it? Now you're sounding reasonable to them, and especially when you get some good initial results on them. Now they're tracking with you. You didn't promise the moon. You promised them something that made a difference for them. That is taking the edge off of it. Okay. Give me a yes if you understand that. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, when you get them there quicker, you say, hey, wow, you're improving a whole lot quicker than I thought you would. You know, if we do everything right, you may be able to get 40 to 50%. Now you're believable because you got that edge off really quickly. Okay. And now you're more believable to get them to that 40 or 50%. And then you get them there, you go, wow, I never in my wildest dreams thought we could get you this far this quick. You know, if we do everything right and you do what you're supposed to do at home, we might be able to get 70 or 80%. Now you're becoming more and more believable every time. Okay. Now I want to see a wow in there if you really get this. Okay. Come on, let's see those typed out. I really want you to get this. I want to see you explode your practices, and you have to understand these things. Okay. Every time you reach a threshold, now you become more and more believable, and you can say, wow, I think, you know, we may be able to act excited. Okay. Now, my basic knowledge of what to do hadn't been altered, just my understanding of the decision-making time and application time. As we talked about last week, this gave me enthusiasm and an internal excitement. So I felt this welling up within me, and I'm going, wow, I can really do this. because I saw myself do it. So I got home and I thought, I'm going to go and do things that's going to get this person well quick, and I'm not going to worry about the more difficult stuff until later. So I started applying the easier stuff quick to get the edge off of their condition very quickly. Now, what did this do? This immediately erupted in them, and they felt that immediate improvement, which nobody got before out of 10 or 12 doctors and therapists, okay? And so I used the quick techniques, okay? I got them there quickly. Now, guess what? They became enthused. They got excited, okay? Give me a yes if you really understand this. I'll see you type in there, okay? Okay, you're kind of getting this, and that's good. So do the stuff that works quickly first, save the difficult stuff for later. Don't try to heal them all in one session. Do the stuff that gets them to a certain quick threshold to take the edge off and get their confidence and get them enthused. And you have to be enthused also. Now, patients react to confidence and enthusiasm. They sense it. They sense it in you that you feel confident in what you're doing, okay? And understand that getting easy stuff done quick, we all know how to do that, okay? But we all try to get the difficult stuff done first. And I tripped up just the same as you folks do, okay? Do the easy stuff quick that's going to take the edge off so that you give them enthusiasm and confidence in you right away, all right? Now, excitement is the necessary component. So now you're walking in the office and you're excited and you're getting results quick and the patient's getting excited, okay? Basically, wake yourself up and realize how good you actually are. Get enthused about yourself and your capabilities, all right? Instead of walking into your office every day dreading the experience because, oh gosh, COVID is here and my practice is going downhill and nothing's ever good and I don't have experience. I don't know how to invest my money. I don't know how to make money. I don't know how to run a business. Then you dread it and you hate going into that office because of that. Now get excited because you're starting to see things happen that are going to spur that practice. And that's going to rub off, guess what? Not only on the patient, but on your employees. Now they're getting excited being in your practice also because you're excited. Do you think your employees like it when they see you walking in moping around all the time? That makes them not want to be there either. And guess what? The patients see that. Hey, nobody wants to be here. The doctor doesn't want to be here. The employees don't want to be here. Why do I want to be here? That's what the patients are asking themselves. But when they see excitement, then they see those quick results, they get excited. They get enthusiasm. They get confidence in you in your office, okay? They respond by, in turn, coming to your office. This ends up with a better work environment, work satisfaction, patient treatment response, and employee and patient referrals. So your referrals start to go up. And we talked before in an earlier session, and I tell you to go back to those because we tell you how to answer the phone. And normally about out of every 10 people that call in, about 7 or 8 out of those 10 actually set an appointment. And out of those, about 7 or 8 out of 10 actually show up. And out of those, maybe half of those actually follow through with recommendations that you give them. The others are there for a visit or two and they're gone, okay? So out of 10 people that call in, most of you get a follow through maybe in about 30%, okay? And I hope you realize this. I'm a statistics type of fellow. And so go back and look at those podcasts where we talk about how to talk from the time that the patient contacts your office, when they walk in, when they go back to you, and on every visit. This very imperative. Okay, this also spills in your private life. Your spouse and children notice and respond as well because your attitude improves dramatically in all areas of your life. Because guess what? When things go well at work, then things change at home. Patients see your confidence. It becomes evident that you believe your recommendations are accurate, and they now believe your recommendations are accurate and accept them. But what do you think will be the change in your private life? When instead of coming home, walking in the door, sitting down, having a beer, not talking, going into your room or den to be by yourself, instead of that, you act excited to see your spouse and children. Hey, how you guys been today? Oh, I missed you so much. Let's go and do something. Let's play a game on the internet. Let's sit down and play card game. Let's do something together. Guess what? They get excited about you being there. Okay. Let's see a yes in this book. If you see both what happens in the office and then how it spills over because the office is more successful. Let's see a yes in those columns. Okay. Good, good. This is so important. Smile, ask about their day, be really interested in them. What do you think is going to happen? Everything's going to go better. Not only did my excitement change my practice into the largest one in the Midwest, but later when 911 hit, most offices experienced a 30 to 50% or more decrease in patient flow. I applied it again and experienced a 1,700% increase that lasted for years. I averaged 640 new patient calls per month for several years, and it became the largest practice in the world. Folks, I've seen patients from all 50 states and 97 countries, okay? And that's not by accident. That's because I did the very stuff that I'm teaching in my mentoring, teaching in my seminars, on the films that I sell, and I'm teaching right here in these podcasts, okay? It's not an accident, and it's doable by everybody. It's doable by you. How would you like to get to where people are calling in from all over states and out of this country wanting to come to you because of your reputation? Okay, let's see a wow if that's what you really want. And you never have to worry about new patients ever again. Let's see a wow in there if that's what you want. Good, good. I'm here to tell you, you can have it. You can have it if you just do a few things. Now, I've been to 32 practice consultants. I've had practice coaches. And, the thing got me is every one people would come up and talk to me who'd been with these practice management firms, practice consultants, et cetera. They'd say, how big's your practice? And I'd tell them, they're going, your practice is 5 times as big as this guy's. You ought to be teaching the seminar. Okay. And I'm going, yeah, okay. Well, I just learned a bunch of stuff about it, but I also noted the things that I didn't like about them, such as I didn't like that I didn't get one-on-one. I just got general knowledge. And to me, I always crave something else. That's why I'm getting the one-on-one mentorship. Now, you apply these tactics now and watch your practice grow like never before, okay? And they're simple. They are very simple things to do, okay? You have to gain that confidence in yourself that, hey, I can do it. Not only can I do it, I can do it really well because I know I'm a great doctor. But now, instead of talking yourself out of it, talk yourself into it. I want you to discipline yourself to get in there and get the job done and get out. Gonstead said it real well. He said, be quick, be silent, be gone. A lot of you talking yourself out of it and you're letting the patient run the show. Well, you take over by getting results in a short period of time instead of taking a half hour to do it, okay? And then when they say, well, wow, how come you're getting results so quickly now? Well, I've been taking this nerve expertise course. I'm a nerve expert now. I've been taking this biochemistry expertise course. I'm a biochemistry expert now, okay? Then we talk about how to get referrals from MDs all over the place, get other chiropractors referring to you for cases that are difficult for them. And this just augments everything that you're doing, okay? Now, okay, does anybody have any questions over what we've covered so far? Let me see any questions in the chat box here, okay? No questions? I must be a pretty good teacher there. Okay, that's good. No questions. Sharon, I know you have questions. You may as well ask it right now, okay? Come on, put the question in there, Sharon. I can sense that you have a question. Okay, David and David, neither one of those has questions. Sharon is thinking it over. Okay, no questions up to this point. So we're gonna head into it a little bit further here. Okay, now here are some docs who have taken my mentoring, and they've all even gone past what they did when they wrote this down. And we have those, you can click on them and get those right off of your, right in the notes that I gave you before. And let's see if I can bring something up here. Okay. Is that the wrong one? Okay. I am having a little bit of difficulty taking that down a bit. Okay. See if we can just. Okay, maybe that'll do it now. There we go. Okay, that brought it up. Sorry for the delay. Okay, can everybody see this? Preeminence mentoring. This is mentoring that I offer. By the way, before I forget it, we have all of the first 3 films done for my classes. So they're completely done. We're about to start on part 4. So if you're interested in those, ask me about them. Because you didn't know about them before, you can get the pre-publication price at $250 each for a year's viewing. And you can call and ask about it. You can go on my website at ttapcenter.com, and I'll just type it in here. And you can read about them there and all that they're about. They're just amazing to help you to really understand how to treat people a whole lot quicker and with a lot less effort. Okay, the preeminence mentoring is a good fit for everybody. How it works, it enables you to become top level. It's rapid, efficient patient response with scientific methodology found in medical literature to become a nerve and biochemistry expert. I learned a long time ago not to quote people unless they're really diehard chiropractic enthusiasts. I show them out of medical literature. That way I don't get arguments. And we give that all to you in the films and in the seminars that I give. I like to cut the arguing down to 0. When I show them right out of the medical literature, I basically don't get any arguments. We show you how to get referrals from everywhere, get paid what you're worth, have low stress, better family time, and just do what others have done and commit yourself to change your lives like yours. It's your turn. Don't wait for it. Imagine, just close your eyes and kind of listen to what I'm saying. Imagine having the business of your dreams. It's smooth running, plenty of highly satisfied and enthusiastic patients, as many as you want or can handle, more than you want or can handle. So when I was getting 640 new patient calls a month, I didn't need them all. I gave a whole bunch of them away, and I just kept the ones that I wanted to keep, okay? And you can have that if you want. Financial security, time to enjoy your family, time to exercise regularly, great health, okay? Now, 3 reasons Preeminence Mentoring works for you. You'll devote the effort, time, and dedication to get what you want. Just like you came to this, to give an hour, hour and a half of your time here, okay? Charisma is not necessary. I got 0 charisma. I look at some of these guys that are up there that have been giving practice management for years. And my gosh, I could never be like these guys. They're good looking. I'm evilly bad looking here. Okay. My wife says I'm scraggly. This is how I practice. But the patients they just care that you're clean. If you're a little disheveled, they're not really worried about that. They just want to know that you can help them. And I want to tell you, if you want to go straight to a cash practice, money is in your head. Some of you made this thing about money in there. Okay. The fact is, we teach you people pay for what they want. If they had their transmission go out or their engine go out in the car, tell you what, they would come up with the money. If you show them that they should trust and have confidence in you, I don't care if you're cash or whatever it is, out of network or whatever, you point out to them, hey, you're gonna, cut pennies to still get no results because that's all you've got now. You found somebody who can help you. Guess what? I won't even charge you if I don't get a significant change. Wow, that changes the whole story. Wait a minute. You're not going to charge me if you don't get a significant change? Yeah, you're tired of not getting any help at all, right? Yeah. Tell you what, I'll make a pact with you right here. If I can't take the edge off, I'm not going to charge you. Really? Yeah, that's right. Is that worth an extra dollar or two? Well, yeah, if you can do it. That's their attitude, folks. I want you to get rid of this money thing in your head, okay? Because it's in your head. You're afraid that if you're not in network, they won't come to you. That's not the deal. They've already been to 10 or 12 different people who haven't helped them. You just got to demonstrate that you can, and they will come up with the money, okay? Now, we offer group or one-on-one mentoring, which is very affordable. Your next step, commit to be superlative. Go to the link, ttapcenter.com, choose the mentoring level that fits you, commit to change your life. And that's what this is all about. If we can help you, and we can, to really change your practice to where you want it to go. I'm taking care of a guy that was making well over $1 million in his practice when he first came into my mentorship. He doubled his profitability in the first year. Doubled it, okay? How would you like your profitability to double? Let's see yeses in that chat box. That would be well worth your time, wouldn't it? Let's see some yeses in that chat box if you would like to double your profitability. Sure. Boy, that was really enthusiastic, David. Yes, I'd love it. Okay, Sharon, you're really up for it. That's good. You can double your profitability. You can triple and 9 times your practice. I did 1,700% increase in my practice inside of 6 months, folks. I'm nothing special. You guys are all special. You all probably knew way more than I did at the time I did it, okay? But I got confidence. I got a lot of confidence, and it showed to the patients. Now, mentoring includes 12-month group mentoring. You got one group call a week, just like this, only with it's a group for 12 months. It's $250 a month. Hey, that's nothing. That's the initial exam for one patient. Or one payment of $2,500, that saves you $500. Okay. Group mentorship, you receive the 1 year of 1 hour weekly real-time group interactive podcasts. What's covered? Type in the questions you wish to be answered by me. Ask questions, listen to answers for yours and others pose, because things that other people are having happen in their practice, you'll probably see come up in yours. Up your income dramatically in accordance with your level of commitment. Get paid for what you do. Get answers regarding how to run your practice and in the most efficient manner possible. Think and reason quickly in any practice situation. Give talks to get lots of new patients. Folks, I gave patient lectures every week. I had 35 to 50 people show up every one, and it was very seldom that I didn't get them all as new patients on the spot, okay? Don't ask for patient referrals and get scads of them. Communicate in such a way as to draw referrals to you from all over. We show you how to testify in court and depositions to really up the ante for those attorneys so they want to send people to you. Get your own situations answered and how to best treat given conditions for the quickest results. Now, there's a lot of things that I do. For example, I created my own techniques. There's no practice management or coaches out there who created their own techniques. They just didn't do it. Nobody had practice like mine. They didn't see people from all 50 states and 97 countries. They didn't have the largest practice in the Midwest and in the world. They did not. They were not on medical and scientific boards for 6 large nutritional companies for making formulations like I was. They just didn't do it. They didn't treat 12 professional sports teams, 3 of them foreign national teams. Now you can choose to step up to the one-on-one, one-year mentorship in the first 3 months and get those benefits as well. So first 3 months, you decide to switch over, you can do it, okay? Or you can wait until the end of the year. Now, second thing is a 6-month one-on-one mentoring. That's 1 call per week directly with you. It's just you and me. So we're talking about things directly about your practice. There's nobody else chiming in. It's just you and me one-on-one, and I'm answering questions that are pertinent to your practice. And one of the things that all these doctors like is I can help them to treat the patients. These other guys don't. They're just giving general information about insurance and all that. By the way, I'm a peer reviewer. I show you how insurance companies work from the inside out. We show you how to use codes properly and all that sort of thing. Now, this is $1,000 a month or one payment of $4,000 for 6 months. And that saves $2,000. And I have several people doing that right now. They're kind of filling me out to see whether they want that 1 year thing. Now here you see, you get everything in the group mentoring, but it's you and I one-on-one. And I cover the things that are on the top of your radar every single week. I ask you to keep a small notebook around, and when you think of something that you want to talk about, you write it down so that we make sure that we don't miss it, okay? Now, I do this different because it's tailored specifically to your practice. Practice consulting, practice coaching, they don't do that, okay? It's a mentorship because I actually did all of it. Coaches have not. Practice consultants have not. They didn't do it. I've done everything that I will talk to you about, so I can speak with authority on these things. If you decide to step up to the 1 year mentorship in the first 3 months, you'll get all its benefits. Now, what's the 1 year mentorship? You get it's 12 months of one-on-one mentoring, 1 call per week for an hour. It's $1,000 a month or one payment of $8,000. It saves you $4,000. It includes all 4 of the films. Now, like I said, 3 of them are already out. we're starting work on the fourth one. And you get to watch those for a year. After I'm done with that, I'm going to create a link that's going to go through your website. Now, I have thousands and thousands of doctor and patient testimonials relative to all 4 films, okay? Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. So when you start telling them about, oh, I went to the seminar and learned all this stuff, they go, oh, yeah, you know, that doesn't sound right that you can help those things. Now, we're going to index them, and they'll be able to go there and click on something alphabetically and see a whole litany of doctors and patients saying how this stuff really works on that condition. So your own patients are going to look at it. You'll encourage them, go in there and take a look at these links. And guess what? They're going to say, I didn't know you could take care of that. I need to start coming in for that. So you're going to re-up patients because now they realize that you can help far more than what they thought that you could before, okay? And new patients that are referred to you, they go on it and they say, oh, wow, this is really good. And then you tell them, hey, I don't even charge you unless I get, you know, significant response. That really amplifies it, okay? So you have all these things besides just you saying it. Guess what it meant to my practice? I did this on my own website to see how it worked. And it was good each film, each month. This is each film, each month was good for reactivating 20 patients a month and was directly responsible for 20 new patients a month per part. So it's 80 reactivations a month and 80 new patients a month for a total of 160 a month for all those parts, okay? So these are really powerful and you're gonna see that. Otherwise, we're gonna offer that for $50 per part per month, but you get that included in this one-year mentoring, one-year one-on-one mentoring. Also, we're gonna have a doctor's blog. And the doctors who are mentorship, they're gonna go in there and you're gonna be able to talk to each other. And you're gonna come up with stuff that I don't know about because you have techniques that I've never seen. And you're gonna come up with answers for things. If you can't figure something out, you ask me to jump in and I'll say, well, okay, for that, I would do this and this and this. And so that's gonna be very, very good right there. You're kind of mentoring each other in this thing, okay? So you get all of that. And a communication is, you know, really, really big thing in here. So all 4 videos for 1 year's viewing up. And guess what? You get 12 seminars. You can come to 12 of my in-person seminars. I'm going to be putting up also for CEs. So you could translate that into 12 live or 12 for CEs also to get your CE hours. So that's going to save you, you know, from doing that as well. I'll cover on what's at the top of your radar first. You get a 1 year's link on your website. You get a certification for each TTAPS part that you complete well. You get the doctor's blog. If you decide to do another year after it's over, guess what? It's half the price. So you get it for $4,000. So, and you know, the people that go through this 1 year, you know, they see the benefit of it. And virtually everyone has said, yeah, you know, I want that second year at half price. And they go for the third year. It's because I give so much value for it that they want it again, especially because I cut the price in half, okay? Now, guess what? Business results depend on your effort and following directions. I'm a facilitator, okay? But you have to get in there and dig in and do the job. If you'll do this, then sign up. If not, don't. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. I can't do it for you, but I can give you a lot of information on how to do it right because I've been everywhere that you are. I've been everywhere that you want to go, okay? We're going to give you information, encouragement, but you have to take the action to improve your life, okay? It's all up to you when it gets in the end point. Okay, now I'm open for questions. Does anybody have any questions? Please type those in. Anybody have any questions on anything? Could be on the films, could be on the mentoring, it could be on the topic that we covered today. And by the way, we're doing these every Thursday at 8 o'clock Central. Any questions at all? Okay, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to ask a question and field it. I'm going to give you my private email, drBBRK@hotmail.com. You can do that, or you can call me for any questions, 469-268-2944. And you can certainly do either one of those, and I'm available to talk with you if you're having, something you want to ask me about, you're having, trouble with, your children, your spouse, your employees, any one of your patients, just feel free to call. You don't have to be tied down to mentorship for that. I'm more than willing to help you. Okay. We'll set a time and we'll talk about it. All right. I think I may have missed it. What exactly are the 4 films? Okay. Now, the first film is on reflexes. And we talk about, now we've all been kind of bamboozled by ART and Graston transverse friction massage that everything involves dense scar tissue. In part 1, you learn couldn't be further from the truth. And again, I put you to the website ttapscenter.com, and you go to seminars, professional, and it gives not only what the seminars are about, what you can expect from it, gives a whole litany of types of conditions. For example, I show you how to shut off any seizure, grand mal or petit mal seizure in 15 seconds. We show you, for example, how to have somebody with a fresh surgery and get them out of pain and get the swelling gone anywhere from 1 to 3 visits. We show you how to get somebody who's walking on a cane or on a walker, or they're in a wheelchair because of weakness, not because of paralysis. We show you how to get them walking 1 to 3 visits. Just amazing stuff, okay? There's just a whole litany of things like that in that first one. Now, the second one is kind of a continuation of that, because I don't have time to cover everything in that first one. So basically, the first one shows you that you can do a whole lot of things without ever addressing scar tissue, dense scar tissue. The second one is scar tissue and rehabilitation. Now, the first part of it is a continuation of the part 1. I show you how to muscle test over 200 muscles very easily in less than 10 minutes, and then lightly touch one spot just like that, and immediately all the muscles come strong. Now, this keeps you from having to, like applied kinesiology, going from muscle to muscle. I've been certified in the highest level of applied kinesiology. I've taught this to 3 applied kinesiology diplomates. They can't believe it. It's just totally different from anything you've ever seen. And so the only thing that may not respond immediately is a severely atrophied muscle, which will take a little bit longer. Second thing we teach you is how to palpate the whole body for painful spots, and basically trigger points, trigger point palpation. And we show you how to lightly touch one spot germane to that patient and instantly palpate the whole patient, and all the pain spots are gone. This keeps you from having to go from trigger point to trigger point in a painful way to release them. Now, I'm a certified NIMO instructor, receptor tonus, manual trigger point therapy. I was taught how to give a lot of pain to get, a lot of relief, but we show you how to just lightly touch that one spot and get rid of all that, okay? Just very quickly. Now, The only exception is if there's a lot of inflammation, that pain will go down immediately by half, and it'll take a little while for that to settle down just because it's so inflamed. After that, we show you how to rehabilitate patients in about 1/4 of the time that it normally takes you. And we get into some very disciplined stuff. It's easy, folks. I mean, when you start getting results like this, patients are going to just talk you up like you won't believe, okay? And the last thing we show you is how to get rid of scar tissue. Now, Leahy in ART teaches that it takes 4 to 6 visits to get rid of scar tissue in one missile. Grafton, 6 to 10. Transverse friction massage, 10 to 20. We show you how to do it literally in seconds, mostly in one visit. So a lot less effort on your part, a lot less pain to that patient, okay? So we show you very quick ways to do things that makes it a lot easier on you, a lot quicker for that patient, okay? Now the third seminar, which by the way is coming up in Texas weekend after this, and I'm just finishing a round of part 2, is adjusting, manipulation, and mobilization of cranials, vertebra, pelvis, throat cartilage, and extremities. And I've taken over 100 separate spinal and pelvic adjusting seminars. I've taken 37 extremity adjusting seminars and 32 cranial ones. We're going to show you how to really reduce the amount of force that is needed. And we're going to show you why adjustments don't hold, okay? And it's very to the point. For example, we show you an osseous adjustment that will take care of acid reflux and hiatal hernia. And it's not adjusting the stomach down like they do in applied kinesiology. We show you how to restore hearing. And we're talking about nerve deafness, true nerve deafness. In part 2, we talk about how to get rid of eustachian tube deafness. That's one of the things that we talk about there. We show you how to help immediately, within seconds, dementia by adjusting the knee of all places. We show you how to help flat feet and high arches, pes planus and pes cavus. We show you how to help knock knee and bow legs very quickly. These are osseous adjustment type of things, folks. And just on and on and on. We show you how to, I'm the only doctor that's on the recommended doctors list in Texas, which is the second largest state with chiropractors for autism. Because we can take, if you've seen an autistic child, they're just pacing all the time and they're angry. We show you how to shut that off to where they don't have that, and they're not speaking, or they speak with squeaks, and now they're speaking words. We had one doctor apply what I gave. He called me up. He says, I couldn't believe it. This kid has never said a word. Right after I adjusted his cranials the way that you teach, he looked up at me and he said, thank you, doctor. I was stunned. His parents were stunned. It's the first words he had ever spoken. We show you how to take kids that are speaking one word, they speak sentences, they speak paragraphs, they go into class with normal kids. I mean, there's a lot of amazing stuff that you're going to learn in there. We show you how to stress the digits first thing in that class of the feet and the hands, take care of almost any malady in the whole body. Entirely something you've never heard of, and you probably haven't heard of this other stuff either, okay? Very, very important. Now, okay, the first, second, and third seminars, the first one is reflexes alone. And when you take care of the reflexes, now you address the dense scar tissue outside the joints. When you're done with that, then you address the dense scar tissue inside the joints. All of those take care of the nervous system. Now, the nervous system, according to Guyton, which we show you right in Guyton, is responsible for the secretory and the excretory events of the body, okay? And one of the things that you're going to find when you apply these things is you have these certain people who have not responded nutrition-wise, supplement-wise, all that sort of thing. And they're just puzzling to you. And you're going, I don't get why they're not responding. Well, it's because it was a nervous system issue and you just didn't realize it, didn't realize how to take care of it, okay? And so as you go through part 1, 2, and 3, you're going to see all sorts of biochemistry changes that happen by themselves with that about you. You're going to just be amazed even more so than you are now at what the nervous system can do. Part 4 is pure body chemistry. Now, so let's say you've taken care of the nervous system. Now we're looking at pure body chemistry. I teach it different. I teach all these things different. One of the first things in every class I say, forget everything you thought you knew about anything, because there's probably a faster, easier way to do it, okay? It's more efficient and maybe even superior, more appropriate for the condition. Now, we show you why certain foods block the absorption of other foods. So we take you right through and we show you, most people really, when you really look at it and you see what vitamins and supplements are in foods, you know, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, stuff like that, you get to realizing, well, you know, they're pretty rich in these foods they're eating. So therefore, it's not necessarily ingestion because they're already ingesting it. So therefore, it's an absorption problem through the gut lining. It's a transportation problem. Then you get at the cell wall. Then it's a problem getting through the cell wall. Then it's a problem getting in through the mitochondrial or the nuclear membrane to do its jobs. We go over hormones and enzymes and all these sort of things, okay? We look at the negative feedback loop in nutrition. And basically, we are taught if they have this symptom, give them this supplement, this vitamin, this mineral, this herb, this enzyme, whatever, okay? However, when you learn the progression of the chemical processes and where the negative feedback loops occur, you start looking at it entirely differently. For example, we're taught if somebody has a problem with electrolytes to give them electrolytes, okay? But what you don't understand perhaps is that cholesterol with sunlight makes vitamin D. Vitamin D is changed into pregnenolone. Pregnenolone is changed into DHEA and progesterone. Progesterone is changed into androgens, which then regulate the electrolytes. So it may be something up that chain somewhere instead. And I'm not saying don't give them electrolytes, do for a while, but you may need to do something up that chain. Guess what else progesterone does? It regulates cortisol. So pain itself and inflammation is regulated by progesterone, and it may go up there. Well, DHEA and progesterone both make testosterone. So we show you how to regulate zero and low T without ever giving any supplements. And testosterone changes into estrogen. And you have a negative feedback loop from estrogen to pregnenolone. So you may have to intervene 2 or 3 steps before or 2 or 3 steps after to actually correct what's wrong in that cycle. So we get into things like that and we try to make it very simple. In all of these things, I want to make it to where you hear a patient presents with something and your mind goes directly to 5 or 6 things that could take care of it immediately, okay? You don't hardly have to think about it. And that's our goal in those, okay? So the last one is biochemical individuality. biochemical individuality. That's nutrition, basically, tailored toward a given person, okay? So we try to make all that just very easy for you so you can make very quick, informed divisions, just like the person telling me how to take the IQ test quicker, take any test quicker. I want you to be on top of it and know the stuff so well. Condition presents, you know, to ask 2 or 3 questions and go right to the crux of it. That's what got me all those patients, okay? Because I got a reputation for being very quick with knowing what to do and getting a very quick response, okay? Now, did that answer your question? That's what the seminars are about, okay? Therefore, if you want to order them, just go online to ttapcenter.com, and it offers you, this is, I think I sent that to you, the instructions on it, but basically you go to the class that you want, and it asks you to type in what location. Well, you just type in film, and you type in your phone number. Then there's a $395. You hit the arrow by that, and you go down and choose the $250. So that way I'll know it's you, and it asks for all your information. You pay for it with PayPal, or you can just call me up and order it. And if you want to ask me other questions, you can do that. You can send me an email and ask me that way. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sharon, for that. Okay. Are there any other questions that anybody needs answered? Feel free right now. We still have a lot of time if you want to do it. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to ask questions. If not, then we're going to end the session. Going once, going twice. And remember, you can look at this over and over if you want to. It's going to be on YouTube, and you already have the link to it. So feel free to go in there and watch this as many times as you want, and look at the past ones because they're all up there too. All right. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And y'all have a good week, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much.